Before you rush into goal setting, resolutions, or new curriculum plans, pause. Today, I want to invite you to pause and reflect, not just on what went wrong this year, but what lit you up, what you learned, and who you want to be in the classroom next year. I'm excited to walk you through 8 powerful reflection questions to help you reconnect with your purpose and get clarity on what you need as a teacher in the new year. So grab a journal or just a quiet moment and let's do this together. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. If you're listening to this in the days that are leading up to Christmas, you may be in a frazzle, and I get it, so am I. But let's take some time right now to take a deep breath and pause so that we can do something meaningful, some meaningful reflection before we start back up in January. And maybe you replay this after the craziness of the holidays, or if you're listening in a completely different time of year, these questions will still be good because this type of reflection is good to do every so often to just get you back in alignment with what you want for yourself and the wonderful, albeit challenging, career as a teacher. So let's get started. Now, you don't need to answer all of these right now, but I'll share each question and you can pause as you want to think and even journal about some of your answers. All right, let's jump right in. Number 1, I want you to ask yourself, when did you feel most like yourself while teaching this year? Start by thinking, what were you actually doing in those moments? Were you teaching? Were you creating? Were you lesson planning? Were you connecting with your students? Who were you with? Were you with your students or were you with colleagues? Or maybe you were in a professional development, or maybe you were in a meeting with administrators. And think about what those types of observations about yourself, what does that tell you about what fuels you in your teaching? All right, now number 2, let's kind of look at the opposite side of that, okay? I want you to think about what drained you the most and what might that be telling you? Okay, so was it a task that you had to do that drained you? Was it a person? Or was it a mindset that kind of left you feeling empty? Was it because you felt some pressure to do something? And inside this, I want to ask you another targeted question. Is there something that you can release? Is it something that you can maybe delegate to someone else or even maybe your students? Who knows? Or is it something that you need to shift for yourself in the new year? Because those things that drain us, we really want to consider not just what they are or who they are, but we also want to consider what can we do about that? Okay, here's question number 3. This could be fun. I want you to think about, when did you truly feel connected to your students? So think about what led up to that connection. Was it a conversation? Was it a project? Was it something that was planned, or did it happen spontaneously? And I want you to think about, how can you create more space for those types of moments? So if it was a lesson plan, how can you pull from that and do more of that? If it was something spontaneous, how can you allow for a little bit more flexibility so that you can indeed find those moments to just connect with your students? All right. And number 4, what PD actually lit you up? And what professional development maybe fell flat? And as you're thinking through this, I want you to be also considering, what made the good PD actually good? Was it teacher-centered? Was it creative? Was it something that was just so relevant finally, finally relevant just for what you're actually doing. Think about, did you feel inspired by the professional development to try something new afterwards? Or did it just make you overwhelmed or frustrated or annoyed even? And what kind of professional development do you want more of? And how can you start to make space for that? The professional development that's actually going to light you up and give you that spark again. Hold up. Can we pause just for a second? Let's do a little pause inside of our pause here. Because if these questions are stirring something up in you, well, that's exactly the point. And if you're ready to take that reflection a little step further, I want to invite you into the vault of teacher-centered workshops that's open just for the month of December. Inside, you'll find real PD that is about you as a person and a professional. Not test scores, not boxed programs, just support, creativity, and inspiration for teachers like us. Two of my favorite workshops in there for this time of year, well, there's the one word workshop, which is perfect if you want to set a meaningful intention for the new school year. This is not about resolutions. This is about clarity and focus and purpose for the new school year. Or maybe you might be interested in the workshop that's called Reignite Your Passion for Teaching. This one is for you if you've been feeling a little disconnected, going through the motions, or wondering if you still actually love what you do. Because spoiler alert, with the right guidance, you can get that spark back. These workshops are short, they're powerful, you can do them on your own time, they have printable resources for you to use, and PD certificates are always included. Just head to theinspiredclassroom.com/PD to go and see what's inside the vault. And be sure to use this code to save an extra 10%. The code is DEC10. But hurry up and get in there because the vault closes very shortly on December 31st. Okay, let's get back to the questions. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Number 5 is, was there anything that you stopped doing this year that actually helped? Was it something that you gave up maybe out of necessity because you just couldn't do it anymore or you ran out of time? Or did you do it with intention? For example, I encouraged a couple of my colleagues to take their school email off of their phones and to stop checking email at home. That can be such an important boundary that so many teachers need to start considering. Whatever you may have stopped, what happened when you stopped doing it? Did the world end? I'm joking a little, but did it actually affect you negatively, or did it maybe help? Was there a committee that you decided, I really just can't do this right now in this season of my life? It's okay. So think about, was there anything you stopped doing that actually helped? And maybe there's something that you want to consider for the new year. Okay, number 6, what part of your teaching do you want to actually deepen next year? Like, is there a creative idea that you haven't fully explored yet? Different way to teach your content maybe, or a part of your content that you don't fully understand and you want to get a little bit more deep into it. I know that sometimes when I am going through my day, I feel like I'm kind of going through the motions. So maybe that's something that is, hitting for you too. You feel like you're going through the motions with certain things, and maybe there's an opportunity for you to go a little bit deeper so that you feel like you're getting more out of what you're teaching. And as you're thinking about that, also consider what would actually help you grow in a way that feels energizing, not just exhausting, but energized. And you probably know that I'm going to mention that we have so many great creative workshops available inside the vault this month. So if you want to explore how to do things like integrate music or other art forms into your content, you should check these out. One thing that is available in the vault for an amazing discount this month is the virtual teacher art retreat. That's where you can get over 10 workshops in various art forms that are taught by a variety of teachers and artists. And you can get all of those for an incredible price. You really should check that out if you want to bring more creative experiences into your classroom. Let's move on to number 7. What do you want to let go of before stepping into January? Is there a belief that you have stuck in your head, or a burden that it just doesn't seem to go away? Or maybe there's a pattern that you find yourself in that's wearing you down. It could be as simple as your morning routine is just not quite working for you and you want to change things up so that you're better prepared and better equipped for each day as you're going into school. And by the way, if you check out that one-word workshop inside the vault, there's a bonus workshop in there that talks about 3 routines that every teacher should have. And we discuss a lot about morning routines along with a couple of others that can be so beneficial to helping you to really feel prepared each day and end each day with just some feeling of completeness and joy. Now, I already alluded to this, but we're still on number 7. What can you maybe let go of before you step into January? And that is there something that you're clinging on to that just doesn't serve you anymore? Maybe it never really did. Is there a committee or a habit that you do that just is not good for you? Is there something you can let go of? Because I want you to consider, what would it actually feel like to start the new year just a little bit lighter? So considering what kind of things you can let go of, that is some priceless stuff right there. And finally, we've got number 8. What do you want more of in your teaching life? So think emotionally first. What kind of things do you want for yourself as a teaching professional? Do you want more peace? Do you want more laughter? Do you want more creativity? Do you want more calm? And maybe you think a little bit more practically. Do you want more planning time? And is there some creative way of getting that? I know that that's not always something we can control, but let's write it down. Let's dream a little bit here. What do you want more of in your teaching life? Do you want more time to collaborate with other people? And it could be people on your grade level or people in your department, but it could also be people outside of your grade or your department that you can collaborate with. I've had some really fun experiences with that type of collaboration over the years. Or maybe you want a little bit more student ownership, and consider ways that you can get more of that inside your classroom. Okay, those questions, that was a lot. That was a lot. They really can stir up a lot too, can't they? Reflection is so powerful, but let's face it, it's only as powerful as what you then do with it. So hopefully you've given yourself that time to actually think things through. And if you just played this all the way through and you just kind of had some ideas rolling around in your head, I really want to encourage you to find some time before you go back to school in January or whenever this is in the school year for you, and really give yourself the opportunity to sit with the question, maybe press pause on my voice, journal something out, take some notes, do a couple of doodles, and see what really comes up for you. And then you can give yourself a moment to look back at what you thought about, what you wrote down, and highlight some of the patterns that you noticed and the things that really stick out for you. And if you're thinking, yeah, I do want more creativity, I want more connection, I want more of me in my teaching, then I want to invite you into something so very special. It's the Vault. This is a collection of teacher-centered professional development workshops that are open just for this month. And inside, you're going to find some really amazing, practical, teacher-centered workshops on everything from reigniting your passion for teaching That's actually the title of one of those workshops. You'll find workshops in arts integration strategies, social emotional learning that doesn't take more time but actually integrates with some of the things that you're doing. There's workshops on how to improve classroom behavior. And one I really highly recommend after this particular episode is the one-word workshop. This one helps you to choose an intention that will guide you into the new year with clarity and purpose. These are the kinds of professional development sessions that meet you where you're at. It's not about fluff or unrelated things, no mandates, just meaningful creative support that you can have on your own time. And you'll earn PD hour certificates also for any of them that you choose. So head over to theinspiredclassroom.com/PD, use the code DEC10 to save 10%. I want to thank you for spending this time reflecting with me. I'm so glad that you took some time to really pause and think and reflect on all these different things that really can cloud up our time as a teacher, okay? And I want to encourage you, keep doing the work that matters. All right, I can't wait for next time. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.